Hello, good evening, and welcome to Brandeis University Judges Women's Soccer. Tonight, the judges are taking on the Lesley University Lynx in a matchup of two teams that have gotten off to good starts this season. Judges come in at 4 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws. The Lynx come in at 6 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. This is the judges' final non-conference game before the beginning of UAA conference play. The Lynx are 1-0. They play in the New England Collegiate Conference. I'm Jonah White, very happy to be with you tonight. Jesse Lieberman will hopefully be able to join us at some point. He's occupied with Brandeis Judges Volleyball at the moment. And again, thanks so much for joining us on this rainy evening in Waltham, Massachusetts, on the turf of Gordon Field. And it's a type of night which makes you glad that this is a turf surface. It's coming down hard, and that's something to note, certainly before the start of this game. It's otherwise a nice night, 65 degrees, but the rain is certainly coming down. Judges finished 11-7 last season. They, again, are 4-1-2 so far non-conference play. We'll discuss more of the UAA slate when we get a chance during the match and what awaits the judges, but a little bit of a spoiler alert. Everybody in the UAA, including Brandeis obviously, but everybody in the UAA is very good. And it'll certainly be a challenge for the judges when they play in conference, though so far so good. So far they look like they'll be up to it, having scored 18 goals this season and just conceded 5. The Lynx, though, have matched that. And we will discuss this more after the national anthem. We'll be right back with the judges and the Lynx. Welcome back. Judges and Lynx getting set to go. Fans, a digital download of today's game program is available at brandeisjudges.com/programs. That's brandeisjudges.com/programs for today's digital game program. Here are the starting lineups for both teams, starting with the home team, the Brandeis Judges. Hannah Bassin starts in goal. We'll expect Ali Karafodius, Ruby Siegel, Morgan Collins, and Charlotte Tacroni in defense. Lauren Mastandrea, Caroline Swan, and Daria Bakhtiari in the midfield. Sydney Lenhart, McKenna Hunt, and Juliet Carrero will be up front for Brandeis. For the visiting Lynx, Kaylee Chicas will wear number 2. Alex Caruth is number 3. Number 5 is Sophie Smurthwaite. Number 7, Courtney McCluskey. Number 11, Chloe Kuyumjin. And number 12 is Emily Winkles. Carrie Larson wears number 19. 22 is Kelly Masters. 28, Juliana Rossini. Sasha Porter's number 30. And the goalkeeper, number 35, is Audrey Calhoun. A Lynx coached by Paul Vasconcelos. The judges coached by Mary Shimko. Judges in white will kick off as we are just about ready to get underway. These two teams have faced just one common opponent this season. That was MIT. Judges drew with them 2-2 in their season opener. The Lynx lost 6-0 about a week later. But Lynx having a good season so far. They started off 3-0. They're now 6-2-1. Judges 4-1-2. Sydney Lenhart to kick things off. Meantime, the officials for tonight's match. John Lazaro's the referee. Dusan Basta and Aristo Georgiev are the assistants. 2 years ago, the last season the judges played, they beat Leslie 2-0 away. And both of the goal scorers are on the pitch right now. Juliet Carrero and Caroline Swan in either half. And here's Juliet Carrero right from the opening kickoff toward the byline on the left-hand side. Sends one in. It's deflected behind for a corner, but a very good start for the judges. They win a corner 23 seconds into the match. Juliet Carrero leads the judges with 4 assists on the season. She'll take this corner. And the in-swinger toward the near post, headed out by Kelly Masters, number 22. This is Carafodius dragging it away from Giuliana Rossini. Carrero. Charlotte Tacroni, the right back, able to lift it up. Hunt trying to take it down, but taken off of her by Leslie, by Chloe Kuyumjit. Last time the Lynx took the field, it was on Saturday, beating New England College 3-0 in one of their first of just 3 conference games in the New England Collegiate Conference by 3-0 on goals from Carrie Larson, Abby Kello, and Chloe Kuyumjit. Here come the judges again on the far side. Going to ground is Sydney Lenhart. Just lost her balance a little bit under pressure from the Lynx defending, but it's a bright start early on for the Brandeis judges. To take this goal kick, Audrey Calhoun has made 5 starts in 9 games. Lauren Lacey's made the others at goalkeeper. Calhoun's faced just 20 shots on goal. She has saved 13 and allowed 7 goals. The stats for the Lynx are pretty good, too. They've outscored their opponents 19-12 this season and outshot them by a very impressive margin, 181-61. Brandeis outshooting opponents by a similar margin, 162-59. Both these teams have had their way with the exception of a few times this season. That can't both be the case tonight. Here's Swan to Crony away from Kuyumjin. Collins looking for Siegel, instead tracking back on the far side as Carafodius, as the rain has lightened up just a little bit, but it is still raining significantly here at Gordon Field. Light raindrops, nothing too difficult to contend with at the moment. Here is Sasha Porter working against McKenna Hunt, who scored the only goal the last time the judges took the pitch. That was last Wednesday against UMass Boston in a 1-0 victory. Headed down by Bakhtiari, away by Porter. And then headed toward the middle of the park by Swan. Coming away with that is Emily Winkles, number 12. Cutting inside is Rossini. Here's Kuyumjin cutting against Tacroni, and it's cut out by Daria Bakhtiari. First venture into the judges' defense for Leslie so far today. Have the throw-in on our left-hand side. The judges in white, the Lynx in black. Mastandrea now for the judges, number 14. Here's Sydney Lenhart on the turn for Carrero. Mastandrea. Brandeis getting numbers forward. Back to the center back, Morgan Collins. And here's Lenhart in the middle with Bakhtiari. She plays it quickly for Carrero, who would be through, but Lynx defender got a touch and got it away, and then at least away from danger, and then cleared by Porter, the left back. Lenhart, Bakhtiari, pressured by Winkles. Collins to Crony. Good early possession for the Judges. Swan, that's Hunt, Lenhart, Mastandrea, very nice swinging passes together, moving the ball around. So looking to set up a chance really for the first time. Carrero wins a throw here. To be taken on the far side, I believe that's Karafodius. Mastandrea's cross toward the center of the goal in the 6-yard box. Bakhtiari was arriving. Daria Bakhtiari. But Audrey Calhoun was there. To Crony. Siegel to deal with this for Brandeis. Back to her goalkeeper. First time we've said Hannah Basson's name. She's done a fine job this season, Hannah Basson. Judges have only allowed 5 goals all season. They've allowed just 1 goal in the last 4 games and 2 consecutive clean sheets. Hunt. And Kayumjit chases it out to no avail. To the 7th minute here. Judges have looked good early in possession, but neither goalkeeper trouble thus far. Mastandrea, Lenhart trying to take it down. Here's Hunt. Hunt. The cross, she goes to ground. Just off balance there as he tried to put in that cross, and back it comes the other way. Kuyumjin, watched by Takroni. Away by Siegel, only as far as Porter. Hunt inadvertently gave the ball back to Porter. Bakhtiari's in the way though, and it's cleaned up by Swan. That's such a good partnership in midfield. Bakhtiari, Swan, and Mastandrea for Brandeis. That's not where the width comes for the Judges, who we've seen Mary Shimko-Alexa play in a 4-3-3. The width usually comes mainly from the attacking players, which would be Hunt on the right and Carrero on the left. Lenhart. Hunt wanted to get it back to Lenhart, who couldn't stretch forward, away by Sophie Smurthwaite. Back into the arms of Hannah Bassett. Smurthwaite, the center back, wearing the captain's armband by the looks of it. Morgan Collins, who's had a very impressive season so far. So too is her center back partner, Ruby Siegel. Collins in her first season with the Judges. Ruby Siegel played as a left back her freshman year. Carrero tries to put it in, and that's cut out by the Lynx. And again, Morgan Collins to deal with it. Courtney McCluskey, the striker, has hardly had a touch. Bit of a misclearance there by Basson, though. Kuyumjin watches it fall to Crony's honor. Kuyumjin on the turn and takes too heavy a touch. That was disciplined defending by Charlotte Takroni. Bakhtiari. Lenhart. Take it down by Mastandrea off of Callie Masters. Swan looking for Carrero. The defender there was Carrie Larson. Carrero. Karafodius, and that's Swan. Lenhart. Karafodius, Carrero, Hunt in the middle. Carrero's ball in is blocked by Smurthwaite. Referee preemptively waves away any maybe handball appeals, but none were really coming. McCluskey unable to hold the ball up, and the judges get it back. Bakhtiari, a little bit of space with which to operate. Clever pass for Mastandrea. Threads it through toward Hunt. Hunt cuts in between two defenders. McKenna Hunt with the ball in. The strike from Carrero is turned aside by Audrey Calhoun. Still alive though, in by Hunt toward the far post. And that will escape for a goal kick. Calhoun tested for the first time. She makes her 14th save of the season. Believe that was Carrero with a shot after McKenna Hunt did extremely well. Had time and space to look up and aim her low cross into the 6-yard box. Goalkeeper up to the task. Swan, Lenhart. Good early doors for Brandeis. Mastandrea. Hunt was not making a run. I think Lenhart was, but the timing just a little bit off there. Ruby Siegel. Carafodius, rain's picked up a little bit again, but it's been fairly steady. Not absolutely pouring, but it's very much there, especially if you stare into the lights. It's coming down. Out by Collins for a Lynx throw. Of the starters for the Leslie University Lynx, only one has scored 3 goals on this season, but that's not because they haven't scored many goals. As I mentioned, we've scored 19, averaging over 2 goals a game. They've had 23 players start a game for them this season. Kuyumjian is tied with 2 Lynx who we'll maybe see later, Kalu and Hounslow, to lead the Lynx with 3 goals as the judges attack. Only to a goal kick. Judges assistant coach Scott Waddell was just telling McKenna Hunt to slow down there, take her time. She did on the previous attack, nearly to the effect of an assist. That's good defending by Morgan Collins. Courtney McCluskey's hardly had a sniff of the ball. She scored 2 goals this season, 4th on the Lynx. The starting striker for the visitors in this one, Lenhart, chasing Schmirthwaite. It's away by Kaylee Chikash. And shown too much of that one to McKenna Hunt. Did Larson. Hunt tried to play it past or to Lenhart. Collins steps in front of it, and again the judge is doing a superb job winning the ball back immediately as soon as possession is conceded. Bakhtiari. Lenhart takes it down, good first touch, finds Hunt. Hunt with a good first touch, takes her a little bit wide, past one defender, and nearly past a second, but it was a terrific challenge by Sophie Schmirthwaite. And that gets the better of Hunt and ends that judge's attack. McCluskey again trying to hold the ball up. Swan momentarily intercepted. Then Winkles deflected back to her from Carafodius. Maybe a chance for Leslie to clear the lines and take a little bit of possession. Take up the pitch in some attacking shape, but that's not a great ball looking for Kuyumjian. And it's straight out for a Brandeis throw-in. Lynx have played 2 more games than the Judges this season, 9-7. But the Lynx have only played 1 home game. They only play 4 all season. Meanwhile, the Judges have had a lot of home games early in the season. This is their 6th of 8 total. They will have 6 of their last 10, including the 7 UAA games on the road. First substitution of the game for either team, and it sees Alex Caruth come off in place of, and Tatiana Ledesma on in her place.
Coming in for Leslie, number 8, Tatiana Ledesma.
Here's Swan. Swan, good run all the way around. Winkles in her strike. Goes wide, watched away for a goal kick by Calhoun. Had to go all the way around the ball there. She made a good solo run around the defender, Winkles, who just stayed with her long enough to make the angle difficult. To Crony. Caroline Swan. And Carrera back to Siegel. Lenhart. Turned over, here's McCluskey. Well, he's a good one, too. Has to go back into the center. Here's Winkles. Mastandrea. And Swan combined to win the ball back for Brandeis. But Hunt was trying to find Carrero. Masters in the way. That's a good turn by Rossini. And then Carafodius plays it out for a throw. Abby Kalu going to check in as a second substitute for Leslie. Again, I mentioned they've used 23 different players to start a game, so expect to see them go to their substitutes bench early and often. We're here in the 17th minute, and they've gone out twice in the last couple. Kalu scored one of the goals in the win over New England College, in which they outscored their opponents 23-1.
Coming in for
a
Leslie,
3-0 victory.
Number 20, Abby Kalu.
Away by Swan. Lenhart. Touched by Bakhtiari, and then swung in to nobody in particular, but I think maybe just trying to sweep the ball away and maybe create some danger. That was Winkles. Away by Bassett. Carrero. Lenhart. Bakhtiari. She's got Hunt to the right-hand side. Elects to turn, then turns back. And finds Hunt as she cuts in. Away by Smurthwaite. Said that a few times in the early going. Winkles takes it away from Bakhtiari. And Larson. This is a good run. Kuyumjin. This is going to take her on a detour, and in fact still unable to come up with it. Swan shows too much of that to Smurthwaite. McCluskey trying to keep possession with Winkles, but again the judges win it back via Swan. The Lynx went 14 wins, 4 losses, and 2 draws. They've won the New England Collegiate Conference in 7 of the last 8 seasons. They finished no worse than runners-up in each of the last 10 seasons. And they've lost just 3 conference games in the last 12 seasons. That's remarkable. Plus many recent NCAA tournament appearances. Only 3 other teams in the New England Collegiate Conference this season. They're Eastern Nazarene, Mitchell, and New England College. Again, they come in at 6 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. Plus 7 goal difference. The judges is plus 13. Swan spends too much time with the ball, taken away by Winkles. Swan trying to win it back. Good work by McCluskey. But she was unable to link up with Ledesma. And Bakhtiari was in the way. Lenhart Didn't get the touch she was asking for on the through ball. Conversely, while Leslie, this is an interesting back pass. Calhoun had to be careful. Got off her line quickly enough. Collins. Smurthwaite stepping in front of Lenhart. Kuyumjin taken by Ledesma. We just discussed the large number of players who started the game for Leslie. It's almost the opposite for Brandeis. Kuyumjin is the only player who started all 9 of the games for Leslie this season. As the judges make their first substitution, it'll be Yasla Ngoma coming on. Ngoma for McKenna Hunt. Ngoma, the judges' scoring leader, with 4 on the season. Hunt and Carrero have 3. Tiari and Lenhart have 2, and Charlotte Major scored the other.
Coming in for the Brandeis judges, number
Ngoma.
20, Yasla Ngoma.
And then away by the defense. That may be Chicas along with Smurthwaite. That was Porter. But the judges, well, looks like why not with a corner kick from this. It'll be taken by Swan. And taken short to Tacroni. Tacroni with a fizzing cross away by Masters. Good header. Oh, now the rain's really picked up just in the last couple of seconds. Through ball for Winkles, cut out by Siegel. Well, the rain just almost doubled in a span of 3 seconds. And it's coming down hard now. I want to play this cautious, especially in terms of back passes and passing it around in the back. In these conditions, Kalu. Larson looked to have caught Carrero in the chin there. Play on. Smurthwaite. Kuyumjin. Again, Siegel is there defensively. Mastinjrea was caught after playing that pass. A moment, winced a little, but she's okay. Appears to be. Leslie playing a little bit more in the game now. It's been fairly even last 10 minutes after the judges tried the better of the opening 10 minutes or so. Porter. Bakhtiari in the way. McCluskey rescues for Leslie. And Kuyumjin able to get onto that from Smurthwaite. Jess Herman will check into the game for Sydney Lenhart. Ngoma may have gone off her hand. Nothing given. Ngoma, couple in the middle to aim for. It's away toward Tacroni, and she tries to maybe bend that into the corner or pick out Carrero arriving. Either way, it's a goal kick. Leslie have had just 1 constant starter. The judges have had 8 constant starters in the first 7 games of their season, and they're all starting today. All started today. Bakhtiari, Bassin, Carrero, Collins, Hunt, Karafodius, and Mastinjrea. That doesn't add up to 8. Said it's 8, but maybe it's 7. Anyway, here's Carrero. Swan. Karafodius. Carafodius, 5 judges in and around the penalty area. Carafodius has rescued it. Now here's Swan. Swan could shoot, she will. And it's gathered and smothered by the goalkeeper, Audrey Calhoun. Made one pretty good save, I think, against Carrero. Off a low cross from McKenna Hunt early on. Mastandrea. Masters mishits that pass, looking for Kalou. Morgan Clark and Megan McDonough come in. McDonough number 25 and Clark 23. McDonough for Tacroni at right back and Clark into midfield for Mastandrea.
Coming on for the Brandeis judges,
Siegel's the other judge actually who's started
number 23, Morgan Clark.
all the judges' games. That's 8 out of their 11 have been constant this season. Tacroni's started 6 of the 7 games. Goma and Swan have started 4 times, and Lenhart and Dominique Polly have started 3 times coming into this game for Brandeis. McDonough. Siegel. Morgan Collins. They're just struggling to break down the back line, and at the moment, the midfield of Leslie University. It's largely thanks to center back Sophie Smurthwaite. Up by Winkles. McDonough off the head of Ngoma. Continues, tries to pressure Smurthwaite. Porter and Herman arriving to throw. They will bring on Gabby Lara, number 14, on for the substitute Tatiana Ledesma. McCluskey.
Number 14, Gabby Lara.
It's a good contribution. Long ball forward by Winkles is only going to find Hannah Bassett. Sienna Stillant. Enters shortly for Leslie. Here's Ngoma. Clark. It's cut out by Porter. Ngoma. Bakhtiari. Clark. Herman. This is better from Brandeis. Trying to move the ball into open space. Ngoma. Still Ngoma. Looking for Carrero, and it's the last cut out. I think that was Larson, the right back. Kuyumjin set to come off for Leslie. Morgan Clark. Down the flank toward Herman. Smurthwaite fakes the turn toward goal, instead turns away. Way into the middle of the park, only as far as Siegel, who shovels it away with her thigh ahead of McCluskey. Another good interception by Ruby Siegel. McDonough. Herman was trying to gain leverage on Porter and has won a throw. Isabella Dena is also going to come in. Should be the next. Bakhtiari. And Clark. And Clark wanted Herman. Dana will come in at left back for Sasha Porter.
In for Leslie, number 10, Sienna Stulin.
His chance of the game came early on. Shot from Juliet Carrero that was turned aside by Audrey Calhoun. Judges have had a lot of possession since, but no clear-cut chances. At the other end, I don't believe that Hannah Basson has faced a shot. Rain's lightened up just a little bit momentarily. Morgan Clark. That's cut out. Schiegel. Past Carrero. Chicas. Right by the goalkeeper, Calhoun. Good slide tackle by Morgan Clark. Advantage played. She was fouled by Lara. Here's Carrero with a shot. Oh, not far wide. What a spectacular goal that would have been. Julia Carrero, second best chance of the half for Brandeis as we hit the half-hour mark. And Lauren Rudolph comes in for McCluskey. Good advantage played there by referee John Lazaro. Allowing Juliet Carrero to open up and nearly score a spectacular goal. Just couldn't find the inside of the post. Ngoma, space to shoot. Ngoma, that's deflected off Smurthwaite. Maybe
Number 16, Lauren
an
Rudolph.
important intervention by the Leslie center half. Clark. And Herman was put off by Dana if Dana wasn't able to get the ball herself. McDonough intercepts the throw, tries to play it through to Clark. Stepping in front was Smurthwaite. Smurthwaite's going to make a little venture forward. Now leaves it off. Rossini. McDonough in the way. Been a lot of interceptions in this game. Credit to both teams defending. Maybe also the weather conditions. Work rate has been there. The penetration, though, has not really been there at either end. Here in the 32nd minute. Also, not sure we've had a foul in this first half. Very nice, bringing on Dominique Palya. And also Charlotte Lee.
Coming in for the Brandeis judges, number 8, Dominique Balia, and number 27, Charlotte Lee.
Clark. Here's McDonough. Defender slips. And Herman off the head of Ngoma. Lee looking to retrieve it and forces Leslie to play it out for a throw. That went off the hand of Carrero. Kari Wismar, the next to come on for Brandeis. Swan. Clark. Herman and Ngoma are there. Ngoma now toward Carrero, and Calhoun had to come off her line and out to the edge of her penalty area, and did. McDonough. Ngoma. Clark. Herman. Good challenge put in by Dana. Here's Masters. Rossini. Dummied by McDonough. Wismar comes in on the left flank for Carrero.
Again for the Brandeis judges, number 10, Kari Wismar.
His finishing touch has not been there this first half. They average over 1 goal a half. In fact, over 2.5 goals per game this season so far. Averaging, maybe even more impressive, 23 shots per game. But haven't had too many. Audrey Calhoun's made the one big save she's had to. She's made a couple more. Watch Julia Carrero's shot curled just around the outside of the post. Kalu. In it comes away by Wismar. Would not describe this game as particularly open in the first half. It's been closed. In terms of the attacking channels. Rain is the latest it's been since kickoff, still a little bit. Would guess that played a factor in a relatively cautious first half. Both teams coming off of a clean sheet in their last match. And a combined 10 wins and 3 losses, 3 draws on the season. Either team wants to make the decisive mistake. Collins off the head of Masters. And that is Wismar. Along with Larson, it's out for a Leslie throw. They've really grown into this first half. Brandeis started on the front foot, won a corner in 23 seconds. Dominated the opening stages, but not really dominated the last half hour or so. In fact, in the last few minutes, I think have been the best spell of the game for Leslie, at least in terms of judges. Had few chances recently. Ruby Siegel and Morgan Collins, as usual, been excellent in defense. And here's Siegel. She'll get a mulligan. Another chance to clear. Palia. That goes too far, and it'll be handled by Stuland. Off her line comes Calhoun. Angles out to get it in front of Jess Hermit. Lee. Palia. Judges having a hard time retaining possession. Larson goes off the head of Swan. Siegel. Lee. This comes to Ngoma. A little more space to operate here. Ngoma. Still Ngoma. Couple of options. And it's guided back by Larson to her goalkeeper. Good work from Swan. Her efforts applauded by the judges' bench. McDonough. And the judges play it back. Nothing wrong with that, obviously, but it's probably happened the majority of the time. The judges have tried to penetrate, tried not to give the ball away. And it's been a lot of attacking build-up. And obviously hasn't come to anything yet in terms of goals. Katie Dinger is going to come on momentarily. And Dinger is in initially. I think Masters thought it was her being
Coming
withdrawn,
in for Leslie, number 29, Katie Denger.
but instead it's Winkles. There is Tinker with the shot. That is a shot. It goes wide though. Goal kick. Still no shots on goal this first half for the visitors. Header from Dana. Here's Lauren Rudolph. Tries to send it through towards Stuland. Masson is there. Just creeping forward a little bit further every time they have the ball, Leslie. Goma. Herman. Siegel. And back and forth, and a credit to defensive shape and organization for Paul Vasconcelos' side. Chikash. Dinger. Polya for the judges. And forward here by Gabby Lara. Siegel.
Rudolph, let them play it back! Rudolph, let them play it back!
And Goma. Well, Vasconcelos inserting his players to let the judges play it back. That was good communication. Calhoun with Dana. Calhoun grabs it just inside the corner of her penalty area, but Paul Vasconcelos clearly very happy with the way his team is playing, because that's how it's gone. Judges have been playing it back more often than they've been playing it forward, which is what they do here. Polya, though, unable to take it down. This certainly figures to be something the rain has to do with, but a lot of the first touches for the judges on passes just like that last one for Polya have not been sufficient to then turn and move on to the ball. And a deft first touch is certainly something to be impacted by the rain, by a slippery boot on a slippery ball. Judges might either have to adjust to that or adjust their maybe tactically and start playing in some more crosses or running at defenders instead of trying to pass the ball forward, which is what they've largely done this half. That's gone out for Brandeis throw on the far side. 43rd minute, actually 44th minute. McDonough. Wishmar now on the right flank. That's seen out by Dana. Away by Swan. That'll take us down into the final minute.
1 minute remaining in the half.
Swan. And Goma trying to get around Smurthwaite. That wasn't going to happen. No one's gotten around Smurthwaite in this half. So maybe trying to buy a few extra strides up the pitch on that throw. Flags up on the near side here for offside against the Judges. Should just about take care of the first half with 20 seconds left. Pelted forward by Smurthwaite. Hooked away by Rudolph.
9,
And
8,
that seems
7,
just as well for Paul
6,
Vasconcelos,
4,
whose
3,
defense
2, 1.
has stifled the Judges in this first half. Judges have seen a lot of the ball. They haven't seen a lot of major scoring opportunities. Carrero, I believe it was Carrero with the early shot that was saved by Calhoun down to her left. And then Carrero had the second best chance as well when she put one wide from the top of the penalty area, trying to curl it into the corner and just wide. Hannah Baston at the other end hasn't had a whole lot to do. Judges are looking to keep their third straight clean sheet. But at halftime, it is Brandeis 0 and Leslie 0. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so to get you caught up on the first half stats and ready for the second. Again, halftime, no score, 0-0 between the Judges and the Lynx. Welcome back to Gordon Field, Brandeis University. Second half about to get underway between the Brandeis Judges and the Leslie Lynx. Jonah White with you. Jesse Lieberman will be with us shortly. And the officials, it looks like, have changed their uniforms. That's kind of a good idea. I've been out in the rain, and it's not raining anymore now. So the officials were wearing orange in the first half. They'll wear blue. I don't think I've seen that before, but can't blame them. It's thinking ahead. In the first half, there aren't too many stats to tell you about. Brandeis had all of the stats in the game, except for the 2 saves that Audrey Calhoun made. Brandeis had 5 shots, 2 on goal, 2 corners, and made 2 fouls. Leslie had no shots, no corners, and didn't commit any fouls in the first half. So for a Judges team that averages 23 shots per game and a team for Leslie that averages close to that, 181 shots in 9 games for them so far this season. Just 5 shots total in the first half. The most notable chances of the first half both fell to Julia Carrero. 1 saved by Audrey Calhoun early on, and 1 bending effort that went a few feet wide of the post. Tonight's game is a fundraiser for The Hidden Opponent, a nonprofit organization dedicated to fighting the stigma against mental health in sports. There's a table at Gordon Field today where everyone in attendance can make a donation and get a wristband to support the important cause, The Hidden Opponent, fighting the stigma against mental health in sports. Underway in the second half. Kicking it off are Leslie there in black, going left to right, Judges in white. And we've seen quite a few misplaced passes, and there's another one. The guilty party on that occasion was Kitty Denger, but she's hardly the only one. The rain is no longer a factor, at least at the moment, though surely the turf and everyone except for the refs is wet. Here's Caroline Swan. Lenhart. Mastingerea. Might have taken a deflection. It'll be watched on out. McCluskey. Winkles. Karafodius is chasing. Away by Bassett. Trying to take it down there is Hunt. Here's Porter. Stepping in way there was McCluskey. Alex Caruth was involved. Won this time by the center back Chicas. Leslie with a good spell to start the second half. In by Kuyumjin. McCluskey's there. It's just over her head. And headed away from danger by Karafodius. Rossini was there. It's the first corner of the game for Leslie, who have started the second half with the brightest spell of the game in the first 2 minutes of the second half. And it comes. That is going to go all the way out to the edge of the penalty area. Kuyumjin with the strike, and that's low and wide. Jesse Lieberman.
Jonah, it's good to be here. I was just at the volleyball game where the Judges won in 3 sets. They beat St. Joseph's of Connecticut. It's funny, there's actually in the GNAC, there are 2 teams that are called St. Joseph, so that was a little confusing at first. But anyway, good day for Judges volleyball. For the Judges, this is what their second half lineup looks like. The top is, the goalkeeper for the Judges is Hannah Bassin. The 4 defenders are Ali Karafodius on the left side, Ruby Siegel and Ali Lapioli are in the middle, and then Charlotte Tacroni is on the right side. In midfield, Daria Bakhtiari, Caroline Swan, and Lauren Mastingerea. And the 3 forwards are Juliet Carrero, wearing number 13 on the left side, Sydney Lenhart wearing number 7 in the middle, and then McKenna Hunt, number 19 on the right side.
Here's a shot by Kuyumjin. That's watched wide carefully by Hannah Basson. So, first couple of shots of the game for Leslie here to open the second half. Ruby Siegel. There's Basson. Taken out by Swan. Again, the judges just struggling to push the ball forward and get it into attacking positions. First shot of the game there just now for Kuyumjin. For Leslie. The judges, that's Ali Lapioli, number 29 at right back, here to start the second half. Guess he's told you how the judges look, but judges has really been a rotating cast at right back, especially. Tacroni started as she's done most of the season. We saw McDonough in the first half, and now we see Lapioli to begin the second half. A lot of options for Mary Shimko. Bakhtiari. Carrero, this is better from Brandeis. Mastinjrea. This is Jess Herman on the, Hunt on the right-hand side. And turned away by Porter. This is an important half for the judges. It's an important game, one they'll want to win. Obviously, it's a good Leslie team. The advantage is played. MIT are a terrific team. The only common opponent between these two sides. The judges, though, worked out a draw between themselves and the Engineers in the opening game of the season here. Incidentally, also in the rain, although there's no rain falling at the moment. And Leslie lost to MIT by 6-0. All right. What does that mean coming into this? Obviously, nothing. And it's been a fairly even game. Judges had the better of the opening proceedings, still have more shots and more of the big chances. But even most of that was early on in the first half. See if everything gradually dries up. If it does, if we don't get any more rain, if the game opens up a little bit. Bakhtiari. Carrero cutting inside on her right foot. Carrero! Arriving at the far post was Hunt. And the shot is wide. Extremely important game, though, for the judges. 7 of their last 10 games will be against UAA opposition. And Jesse, the UAA standings obviously haven't begun conference play yet, but every single team in the UAA, all 8, including Brandeis, have a winning record. Brandeis 4 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws. That's pretty good. But it's only good enough for 6th place in the UAA. In terms of all the teams' non-conference records so far. There are 3 undefeated teams in the University Athletic Association. That's washed up by Sophie Smurthwaite. It was extremely busy early on in the first half. Not quite as much here in the second half. Taken away from Hunt and away by Porter. Again, the judges haven't played in nearly a week. Didn't have a game this weekend. The longer layoffs for the judges, if not the longest layoff this season for them. And by Swan. And goal kick. Judges have been obviously good defensively, but seems like they're still trying to get comfortable in attack and with possession. For the early diving save by Calhoun, she only had to make one other save, and it was a relatively comfortable one from Caroline Swan. Carrero off of Caruth. Now Bakhtiari. Good tackle put in by Caruth. Winkles. Rossini. Great tackle by Carrero. Carafodius for Lapioli. And that's Ticroni on the right. Chrissy Lapioli's in at center back. You said that. I made the mistake, but it's Morgan Collins who's not in here, who was in the first half as center back. Lapioli and Siegel is center back, and Ticroni on the right. That's knocked out of play by Kuyumjian. Carrero trying to find space and away importantly by Kerry Larson. Just seeing the UAA, Case Western Reserve are 8-0. Chicago are 8-0-1. Washington University in St. Louis is 7-0-1. Fourth place Carnegie Mellon is 7-1. Fifth place Emory 7-1-1. Brandeis 4-1-2 is in sixth. NYU 5-2 and Rochester 4-2-1. Some of the goal records are equally impressive. Carnegie Mellon have scored 30 times and conceded once. Chicago have scored 51 times and conceded twice. The judges are going to have their work cut out for them, Jesse, in the UAA. Really like to get a win here, especially at home. It's a team which they did beat 2-0 in 2019. Sydney Lenhart looking for Carrero. It's away by Smurthwaite. Stingrea. And sliding, trying to keep it in and unable to do that is Masters. Carrero on the turn. Hunt trying to take it down. Defense was quick enough. McCluskey. She hold the ball up. Not on that occasion. Swan takes it for Brandeis. Bakhtiari. Carrero. On to her right. She's done this a couple times. Looking for Swan, who made a run into the penalty area. It creeps through to the goalkeeper. Tune in tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. for our next Judges broadcast when the men's team takes on Clark University. Looking to avenge the only loss of the season thus far taken by the women's team. The 2-1 loss here against Clark. That's at 7 tomorrow right here on BrandeisJudges.com and right here at Gordon Field. Next time the Judges women's team will be home after this is homecoming on Saturday, October 9th against Case Western Reserve. And if you come to watch the game here in Waltham, there'll be food trucks, a petting zoo, and some great UAA competition. I know, Jesse. For more information, visit BrandeisJudges.com/homecoming. We'll see you there. We'll see you there, Jesse.
I actually will not be there, unfortunately.
You won't be there. Oops.
I have a I'll
Swan.
be away for my cousin's getting married, so
It gave me a look like you were excited.
I want to go to a petting zoo.
Me too. I wonder if we can broadcast the game from the petting zoo. Maybe that can be arranged. I have to put it close to the field. Hunt. Lapioli. Siegel. That's gone on through. Another new substitute for the Lynx. It'll be Izzy O'Hagan, number 6, coming on for Alex Caruth. I believe we saw O'Hagan in the first half
Coming
at all.
on for Leslie, number 6, Izzy O'Hagan.
Brandeis would like to thank two of our corporate partners, the Chateau Italian Restaurant and Jake and Joe's Sports Grill. Visit their Waltham restaurant locations next time you're in town. Swan. Mastandrea. Judges with a bit more consistent possession over the last several minutes. Here's Lenhart. Here's Guerrero. Is this the moment? And it's put in by Bakhtiari. The flag stays down. 1-0 Brandeis. Daria Bakhtiari with her 3rd goal of the season. It's 5 assists for Juliet Guerrero. She's now got 12 goals and 12 assists in her Brandeis career. Does Guerrero. Another goal for Bakhtiari. And the judges hit the front in 59 minutes through Bakhtiari. Lenhart's ball to Guerrero, who got it over the goalkeeper, and Bakhtiari there to make sure, as there was a defender back for the Lynx. But it's Daria Bakhtiari's 59th minute goal. Gives the judges the lead. Big goal for the judges, Jesse. And now the onus is on Leslie. Judges can't afford to be more relaxed and in possession.
Goal for Brandeis judges, number
With the 1-0
21,
lead.
Daria Bakhtiari. Assist from
Bakhtiari.
number 13, Juliet Guerrero.
Carafodius. Lenhart, who set up the initial chance with the ball to Guerrero. Rossini. Hunt. Mastandrea. Lapioli. Lenhart. Good defending by Leslie. Rossini running at Carafodius. Trying to get around Carafodius. Is back in position. Cuts inside. McCluskey. Good 1-2, but Carafodius is there. Tacroni's there. And Swan is there. And the whistle goes for a free kick. I think Tacroni may have been, or Tacroni or Swan. Somebody was clipped, I think, after they were play that for the judges. Game is picking up a bit. A little more intensity, a little bit more urgency in the minutes leading up to the goal and a couple of minutes since. And this were, oh, what a flick on header by Lenhart for Guerrero. And good defending by Carrie Larson. This is much better for Brandeis. I was going to say, we're excellent at the beginning of the game. Didn't offer much in attack for much of the first half, though. And Leslie were on the front foot the start of the second half, but it is the judges who had a good spell and resulting in the goal. And just even though you weren't here for the first half, I would told you the judges would have scored a goal, say then. Probably wouldn't be surprised if it was thanks to some combination of Guerrero and Bakhtiari. Hard work by Hunt. Back to Swan. Here's Tacroni. Will be chased by Siegel, who swaps positions temporarily with Carafodius. Mastandrea. Lovely touch for the goal scorer, Bakhtiari. Tacroni. Lenhart. Lenhart. Oh, gets around Larson. Lenhart looking for options. She sets up Swan, and the shot is blocked. Bounced and held on to by Audrey Calhoun. Haven't seen much of Chloe Kuyumjan for Leslie, who is the only player they've started in each game this season. 11 in black, going to be one of the players to watch. So Leslie search for an equalizer, but right now it looks like more likely thing is Brandeis trying to get a second.
Jonah, this is what the Leslie Lynx, this is what their second half lineup looks like, and there has been a substitution, so I have accounted for that. In goal is Audrey Calhoun wearing number 35. The defense looks like this. On the right side is number 19, Kelly Larson. Kaylee Chicas and Sophie Smurthwaite are the center backs. And then on the left side is number 30, Sasha Porter. In the midfield on the left side is number 6, who came on as a substitute, Izzy O'Hagan. Number 22, also in the midfield, is Isabella Dana. And then on the right side, number 12, Emily Winkles. And then up top, Chloe
Kuyumjan.
Thank you, Jonah. Number 7, Courtney McCluskey. And then on the right side, number 28, Juliet Rossini. Kuyumjan. I got it.
Tiari up into the air. This could be awkward for the goalkeeper. And able to grab it and keep it in front of the goal line there was Calhoun.
Jonah, we're about 20 minutes into the second half, and I've been really impressed with how the judges have really possessed the ball. They've really dominated possession. I don't think the Lynx have had any real opportunities, and the judges are just playing their game.
Certainly it was not quite as satisfactory from a home team perspective for the judges in the first half, given that they couldn't find a goal as Swan slips, but is helped out by her center back, Lapioli, back by Zacronita Bassett. Oh, a little bit of a mix-up there. This is danger. This is Rossini, and it's an own goal. Tracking back was Lapioli, and it's gone in for 1-1. It's an equalizer for Leslie, who still haven't had a shot on goal. Lapioli trying to go back and cut it out after the mix-up between Bassett and Siegel. And out of nothing, it's a quick equalizer in the 66th minute. It'll go down officially as a team goal. And Rossini should get credit for the assist unless they say that the shot was headed on target and give the goal to Rossini. And credit her for being there and taking advantage of the mix-up. Looking for something else here. Kalu. And that's good defending.
A goal for Leslie by own goal.
Carafodius. It is officially announced as an own goal. And it comes to the 66th minute.
Jonah, you were talking earlier about the rankings. There are a lot of, or not the rankings, but about the strength of the UAA. In fact, Brandeis, in the most recent poll, which came out earlier this afternoon, the judges are number 22 in the nation for all of Division III. However, there are several UAA foes that are also in the rankings. Wash U is number 3. The University of Chicago is number 9. Case Western is number 11. Carnegie Mellon is number 17. And then the judges round out the UAA cohort in the top 25 at number 22. So the UAA is certainly not an easy conference to play in.
Kalu's won a corner, and the delivery comes in. It's down by Lenhart. Schmirthway trying to turn on it. And O'Hagan. And now a deflected shot from Masters, and another corner for Leslie, who have amped up their energy quite a bit in the minutes since the own goal. Tatiana Ledesma will come on in place of O'Hagan before this next corner.
Jonah, going to that play before, I'll say it after the corner kick.
A lower delivery this time. Again, Lenhart dealing with it. Here's Larson. And didn't get her foot around it.
But anyway, Jonah, that play before where there was a pass to Rossini on the right side, that was tremendous defending by Ali Karafodius. Really averting disaster there. If Karafodius got beat, Rossini would have had essentially a clear path to the goal. So great job by Karafodius. Tremendous defending from her.
Energy has certainly picked up quite a bit in this game. But the judges back to 1-1, even without conceding a shot on target yet in this game. Lapioli. Ngoma. Here's to Crony. Lenhart slides it through toward Mestandrea. Coming off the line is Calhoun. His first goal, judges have conceded in 3 games. And Bassin for her efforts in the win against UMass Boston was announced as the UAA Defensive Player of the Week for women's soccer. Just a little bit of a mix-up there. It looked like the judges had it dealt with. Lapioli trying to track back, trying to get in the way defensively, and inadvertently deflecting it into the back of the net. Brandeis have to start all over again. After taking the lead in the 59th, it's leveled in the 66th.
Jonah, I think it's an interesting substitution by Coach Mary Shimko. She subbed Yasla Ngoma in for McKenna Hunt. Hunt usually plays on the outside of the front 3 in the judges' formation.
Cross from Karafodius is cut out. Lenhart gets onto it, goes down. McCluskey will try and hold the ball up. Siegel stepped in front. It's danger here. Played on through toward Ngoma toward Ngoma from Lenhart. And the judges with a burst of energy, and they win a corner.
But Jonah, as I was saying, the substitution for McKenna Hunt, I think it's a tactical play. Maybe Ngoma's really good at possessing the ball, especially in the attacking third, and maybe that's what Coach Shimko is looking for. So the judges are trying to get a second goal here.
Judges, number 23,
Clark
Morgan
in
Clark.
for Mastandrea. And it comes and headed just over the bar by Bakhtiari, close to a brace. On another good delivery by Caroline Swan.
She's really excellent at those set piece and corner deliveries. That was a great opportunity there. And Jonah, going back to that previous shot by Calhoun, what a great save. Went to her knees and was able to save that shot. I believe that was from Ngoma. Great job by Audrey Calhoun, keeping this game even at 1-1.
Clark wins the header. More of a draw between her and Masters. And same on the second one. Ngoma. There on the far side is Kuyumjan.
Jonah, Clark has been a spark plug coming off the bench and playing in midfield. Several times she's come on and been an instant contributor, creating several opportunities, and I think that's the perfect substitution, which is exactly what the judges need right now.
Judges have already had more shots and more than twice as many shots on goal in the second half as they did in the first half.
Coming in for the Brandeis
12
judges,
shots
number
for the
25,
judges for the
Maggie
game now.
McDonough.
7 on goal, 2 shots, and actually 1 shot on goal.
In
Was
for
1 shot on
Leslie,
goal.
number 16, Lauren Rudolph.
For Leslie. Another 2 shots, no shots on goal though actually for Leslie. Swan. Toward Carrero. Just couldn't rise to the header, but here's Bakhtiari back into the middle and away by the defender for Leslie. Clark. Swan. Ngoma. Lenhart and Carrero. And it's out for a goal kick. They'll bring on Sienna Stuland.
Jonah, with that last cross, I don't think Bakhtiari needed to rush
In
that
for
pass.
Leslie, number 10, Sienna
I
Stuland.
don't think there was anybody within at least 10, 15 yards of Bakhtiari. She maybe had trapped the ball and possessed it for an extra second. Maybe could have gotten a better pass or even a shot on goal.
Lenhart trying to turn, spitting back, and opening up for a shot is deflected off of Sasha Porter. So coming together between Porter and I believe that's Megan McDonough for the judges from right back. Just come on for Tacroni. Gabby Lara coming on right now in place of Ledesma. 1-1, 74th
Leslie,
minute.
number
Both goals in the
14,
second
Gabby
half.
Lara.
Carrero. And a turn away, and it's a throw. Pressure back on Brandeis to try and find a second goal. Seemed as if the first goal might take the sting out of the game, but credit Leslie. They responded with energy and pressure. Found a scrappy equalizer. And immediately after their equalizer, we're pushing for a second, but Brandeis have come back into the game offensively since. Swan. Carrero. Bakhtiari wasn't quite ready to make her run as Carrero tried to play that through. But it's the creativity, Jesse, of Juliet Carrero that led to the first goal for Brandeis. I'd be surprised if it's something similar that leads to a possible second.
Jenna,
Advantage played. Here's Ngoma. Yasla Ngoma looking for Carrero, spins away and sees it too far out of her range.
I think especially in the past few minutes, the movement, checking into passes and creating space, whether it's just by clearing space or going to a new spot on the field, the judges have been moving really, really well. I think that's created opportunities, and it's really confused the defense at times for Leslie.
Strong header by Bakhtiari. This could be trouble. Here's Lenhart. Lenhart into the middle, and Larson prevented it from coming to Carrero on the top of the 6-yard box. Last-ditch defending by Carrie Larson, but this is much better from Brandeis. Seem more determined than ever to find another goal. Swan. Away by Porter. Taken down by Siegel and inadvertently handball. Spotted by the referee. course, if there is no second goal for either team, or if there's a second goal for both teams for that matter, if it's tied at the end of 90, we'll have 2 10-minute overtime periods and a golden goal rule in effect. If it's tied at the end of that, if nobody scores it, will finish as a draw. Judges have already had 2 of those this season. And I think, Jesse, given the UAA slate coming up, judges want to draw from this game.
Certainly not.
Want to have all the margin for error they can with the 7 difficult games in the UAA coming up. Not that any game isn't difficult, but the 7 exceptionally difficult UAA games coming up against all teams that are over 500 and quite a few that are undefeated.
Well, Jonah, the next 4 matches for the judges are all against ranked teams in the UAA.
There you go.
It's especially important now. Win the games that you can, and hopefully you can get a result, especially against WashU and Chicago on the road. Doesn't have to be a win, but at least get a point.
Each loss or even each draw, the way the standings work when the selection for the NCAA postseason tournament happens is every draw is considered 1/2 win and 1/2 loss. And you can't afford too many losses and get into the tournament. Remember, the judges went 11-7 in 2019 and did not get in. In by Lenhart, and Coma running onto it. But it goes through to the goalkeeper, Calhoun. Yeah, McKenna Hunt is going to come back on for the judges. 4-1-2 is the same thing as 5-2. Judges don't really want to have 2.5 losses as they go into UAA play. I'd rather have 5 wins. Or, oh, it would actually be 5.5 wins. It would be 6 wins if you count the 2 draws as a win. Just looking to go 5-1-2. In other words, 6-2.
In for the Brandeis judges, number 19,
Same thing as
McKenna Hunt.
6-2. As Hunt comes in.
In for Leslie,
They go
number
into
11, Chloe.
Conference play. They do have 3 more non-conference games coming up, but one of those is an extremely difficult matchup against. No, the judges are already played MIT, but obviously, I've explained that it's a very hard schedule coming up for the judges. Swan. Oh, good touch by Carrero and Goma. But Chicas is there.
Jonah, that substitute the judges had recently was McKenna Hunt in for Sydney Lenhart. McKenna Hunt will go to her traditional position on the right side in the attacking 3, and Ngoma will shift to Lenhart's old position in the middle.
Lovely turn by Ngoma. The low cross comes in. Morgan Clark, it comes to Carrero, who couldn't get a clean foot on it. 3 black shirts were in there to get it clear. Brandeis amping up the pressure. Carrero, 1-on-2, still in possession. Clark, Hunt. So many black shirt defenders in the way. Siegel in the way of that. There was Masters. Kalu. He scored a few times this season. So too has Kuyumjin. Pressured by Swan. Bakhtiari. Carrero. Stepping in the way there was Kerry Larson. Morgan Collins. Lauren Mestindrea coming in for Lapioli and Clark.
In for the Brandeis judges, number 4, Morgan Collins, and number 14, Lauren Mastandrea.
Away by Collins, who was replaced by Lapioli to begin the second half, for all of the second half until this point after she played the first half. Collins. Hunt. McDonough. Mastandrea. And again, so many defenders in the way. Every time the judges try and move the ball around. Tiari's unable to link up with Swan. Credit to Kalu. Carrera was in the way, but it comes to Kuyumjin. Kuyumjin running against Siegel. Kuyumjin's shot on target. Comfortable save by Hannah Bassett. That is the first save that Bassett has made. Went into the books as a team shot on goal. Shot from Rossini. Resulted in the goal. I believe Rossini be credited with an assist there. Mastandrea.
Oh, great ball.
Carrero. Again, defenders back. Just 3 white shirts in the penalty area. Comes to Bakhtiari. Space to shoot. Good effort, and it is curling wide. Started, headed toward the corner, and was curling the wrong way. Another dangerous moment for the judges. 21, that's Isabella Dana coming on at left back.
21, Isabella Dana.
And she comes in for Stulent. Ngoma. Lovely turn. Ngoma still. Ngoma. Taken off her by Larson. Comes to Mastandrea. And away by Gabby Lara. And I saw with their best spell of the game, really, as they push for a second goal. I think the trade-off of the 2 goals in 7 minutes may have served to help Brandeis just encourage the judges that now they know they can score against this stout Leslie defense.
Don't trust too much, Callie.
McDonough looking for Mastandrea, but it goes out. It was deflected, though. A corner kick for Brandeis in the 85th minute. Is there a late winner in regulation for Brandeis? It'll be Swan to take the corner. Collins, Siegel, Hunt, and Goma all in and around the 6-yard area. Mastandrea is near the top of the 18. And it comes, headed away by Smurthwaite. Another chance, that's blocked. Here's Mastandrea with the effort, and it's pushed onto the crossbar, and in by Bakhtiari again! Daria Bakhtiari, her second goal, she's got a brace, and the judges have a 2-1 lead! What a save onto the crossbar, initially by Calhoun, but Bakhtiari again the first to react, and again from close range stabs it into an open net. Bakhtiari from a set piece. It wasn't a header, but it's 2 goals for Daria Bakhtiari. It's an 85th minute potential game winner for Bakhtiari. It's 2-1 Brandeis.
Goal scored for the judges in the 85th minute by number 21, Daria Bakhtiari, with the assist from number 14, Lauren Mastandrea.
Mastandrea gets the assist for her shot that was tipped onto the crossbar by Calhoun. And then it fell to Bakhtiari, who for a midfield player has had demonstrated his striker's instinct. Referee Lazaro telling the judges to make sure to keep up a similar pace to the one they had when they were searching to take the lead. Another good delivery by Swan, and Goma, the closest judge to it. Swept away. Karafodius.
Jonah, such a huge goal for the judges. Bakhtiari coming up clutch again. In these last few minutes, the judges have to keep the pressure going. They can't be conservative and allow the Lynx to have more opportunities. Those past few minutes were excellent by the judges. Just got to keep that intensity and pressure.
Gotta be careful here, but probably could have been another option for Kuyumjin, who had Kalu coming in on the other side. Instead, not able to cause too much trouble for Bassett. So we let out for a throw by Karafodius. 87th minute. Now 88th minute, and the judges have a 2-1 lead. It's not been easy. Oh, what a ball toward Mastandrea from Ngoma. And Schmerthwaite is there to protect her goalkeeper.
It was a great job by Smurthwaite to shield her body, preventing Mastandrea. Oh, it was a nice tackle from Caroline Swan.
Lesby have no choice but to show desperation in these final few minutes. I found one scrappy equalizer on a defensive mix-up, pounced onto by Rossini and deflected in for an own goal. There's a challenge by Carrie Larson, and she will get the game's first yellow card. Acknowledged it was her mistake, but referee Lazaro explaining it's a dangerous challenge, not a good challenge. I think a fair yellow card, especially in the closing stages.
Yeah, Jonah, it doesn't matter if it was an accident. It's a dangerous play, and a good job by the referee to discipline her for that. That's just, like he said, if he allowed that to go, then Brandeis might do the same thing, and it could really escalate.
89th minute now. Ironically, the yellow card, since the clock stopped, might have saved Leslie a few seconds. Now the free kick goes the other way. See how far forward they will step up. Leslie have to go the other way. Larson did pretty well, but McDonough was there for Brandeis. We just need to keep possession now. Carrero may just as well take this to the corner as toward the penalty box. She'll do the former.
1 minute remaining in the second half.
And they're into the 90th minute. One last chance for Leslie. The game Swan has had. She's been in the way of everything for Brandeis. And there again, Mastandrea, judges just need to keep it here. And Swan does that again. Karafodius. Brandeis throw. This will do. Ngoma taking it down. Hunt has gone down. Appeals waved away. 20 seconds left. Porter. Pressure defensively by McDonough. She's got it to Kuyumjin. 10 seconds left.
7.
Siegel
6,
defending.
5,
And a
4,
desperation
3,
shot. Oh, it might have been time for one more
1.
pass there, in fact, but that'll do it. The final opportunity just off target from Leslie, and the judges come up with an exciting 2-1 victory against the Leslie Lynx. 2 goals by Daria Bakhtiari, and the judges win it by a final score of 2-1. Brandeis improving to 5-1-2 on the season.
Your final
Leslie
score,
drops to
Brandeis 2,
6-3-1.
Fans, thanks for supporting
Quick
the judges
team
and
stats.
the hidden opponent this evening. Join us again.
Shots
on
15
October
to 3
9th
for
our
Brandeis.
homecoming
Shots on goal
celebration,
8 to
where
2.
the judges take on
6
Case
saves
Western
made
Reserve at 11 a.m.
by
Or come
Calhoun
Gordon Pool
and
tomorrow at 7
1
p.m.
save made
when
by
the men take
Bassett.
on Clark University.
4
We'll see
corners
you
to
there.
3 in favor of Brandeis. Judges made 5 fouls. Lynx made 4, and the 1 yellow card shown at the end to Larson for Leslie. But what a game for the judges. They pull it out. A 2-1 victory. We'll be back in moments with Mary Shimko for post-game interview. Stand by.
All right, fans, we're joined with Coach Mary Shimko. Coach, a close game. After that own goal, what were you thinking?
You know, I think we had a resilient team. I knew that they had the fight in them to work back and, you know, secure the game for us. We have a really special group who battles hard, and to be honest, I felt confident that they would bounce back and respond the right way, and they did tonight, and I'm really proud of them for that.
Daria Bakhtiari had 2 fantastic goals. Take us through what you were thinking on that second goal that she scored.
Yeah, I mean, she's excellent on set pieces, and we knew that would be one way for us to execute tonight. So we talked to her about that and the importance of getting on the end of these crosses tonight, and she executed big time for us. And, you know, always love to see a player show up and stick to the game plan and commit. And, you know, she's a fifth-year senior. She knows what it takes to finish a game, and really proud of her for how she showed up tonight.
And finally, UAA plays this weekend. The UAA has a lot of really, really good teams. What do you need to do to be successful in the conference?
You know, we're going to continue to do what we've been doing every game, and that's learning and getting better and improving on what we need to get better at, and that's how we're going to approach Saturday. I think the team's really excited. It's always a fun part of the season. It's a new chapter, and it's an opportunity to illustrate what we've been working on all season. So that's how we'll approach it.
All right, Coach, thank you so much, and congratulations on the win.
Jesse, thank you so much.
Of course.
Have a good night.
Thanks so much, Jesse. Thanks to Coach Mary Shimko for that. Before we go, just a quick thanks to our corporate partners, Coca-Cola, the Park Lodge Hotel Group, which operates Waltham's Holiday Inn Express and Courtyard by Marriott. Also, Phoenix Mediterranean Grill, featuring award-winning catering with healthy options brought to your table. And don't forget to shop the Judges online team store. Pick up your Brandeis soccer gear, brandeisjudges.com/team store to start shopping today. Finally, the Prime Deli Cafe Chillbox Frozen Greek Yogurt, and add the Prime Deli and Chillbox to your game day routine, located just down the street from campus.
And, Jonah, one more quick thing. We'd like to wish Coach Mary Shimko a happy birthday. So happy birthday to you, Coach.
Absolutely.
Great birthday present to get a win.
Thanks so much for her joining us on her birthday for a post-game interview. That'll do it for us, for everyone at the Brandeis Athletic Department. Jesse Lieberman, Jonah White signing off. Next Judges will be in action Saturday at 11 at Carnegie Mellon to begin UAA conference play. They win this one by 2-1.